You lose a knife fight with a cactus or what? The recruit sneered, his voice loud enough to echo through the hangar. His friends burst into laughter, eyes fixed on the deep, angry scars running down both of her forearms. She stood motionless in formation, arms bare under short sleeves, eyes locked forward, emotionless. She didn't flinch. She didn't respond. She didn't need to. The silence wrapped around her like armor, and the more they laughed, the more uncomfortable it became. What's her call sign? Ha! Scratch! Another joked, elbowing his buddy like he'd just won the comedy award. The others howled. Still, she didn't move. Then one of them, cocky and too green to know better, strutted closer. He looked her up and down, as if her scars were a joke to inspect. You scared? He challenged. Or just too broken to speak? She didn't blink. Just then, boom, 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 boots striking concrete. The massive steel doors groaned open. A hush fell like a guillotine. The general had entered. 4 stars. A presence like thunder. He didn't speak. He didn't need to. Every recruit snapped to attention. But then he stopped. Right in front of her. The air thickened. Everyone held their breath. The general locked eyes with her. Valkyrie. One word. Calm. Heavy. The recruit blinked, confused. Had he heard that right? The general stepped closer. Didn't expect to see you back so soon. She gave a small, respectful nod. Mission's done, sir. I keep my promises. The general turned, now addressing the entire line. For those who don't know, he began, voice like a sermon. Valkyrie led the medevac extraction in Kandahar last year. The ambush, the one with no backup, no air support, and a kill zone hot enough to melt steel. Silence. She carried 2 wounded Marines across that field, took 2 bullets herself, kept moving, refused to leave until every man was on that chopper. The recruits stared. No one dared move. She didn't ask for cover. She didn't wait for orders. She just moved. A pause. She saved 5 lives that day. Then he added, quieter, heavier, including my son's. The color drained from the mocking recruit's face. The general's eyes narrowed. Those scars, they're not shame. They're survival. They're sacrifice. They're the reason you're standing here, with the privilege to mock someone braver than you'll ever be. Dead silence. She came back. The general continued, not to boast, not to lead. She came back to start over, with you, to train beside you, to make sure you survive. Then he stepped back. So unless you've earned scars like hers, you shut your mouth and you follow her lead. With that, the general turned and walked off, the echo of his boots leaving behind a wake of truth. She finally moved, just slightly, turned her head toward the recruit who had mocked her and said, "Don't confuse silence with weakness. Sometimes it's restraint." Then she walked away. Calm, collected, unshaken. From that day on, no one mocked her again. In the mess hall, no one sat at her table, not out of fear, but out of reverence. She trained like a machine, proficient, precise, focused. And weeks later, during a brutal rain-soaked march, the same recruit who mocked her collapsed, mud in his mouth, gasping for breath. It was her, the woman he once ridiculed, who knelt beside him and pulled him to his feet. No speech, no scolding, just a hand, and forward, he followed. And he never stopped again. He trained harder, studied her, respected her, not because she demanded it, but because she earned it. She never spoke of her past, never bragged, never reminded anyone of who she was. She didn't have to. Every bruise, every scar, every step forward was her story. Over time, they stopped seeing the wounds. They started seeing the warrior. Because bravery doesn't always roar. Sometimes it stands in silence and carries others until they can walk too. Before we end this story, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and drop a karma in the comments below.